What if I told you that the secret to lifelong success could be boiled down to just a few foundational steps? If I had to start my journey from scratch, which I had to do 3 times before, these are the exact steps I'd take to ensure to end up in the top again. 3, 2, 1, focus. Okay, so in this video, I want to tell you the most important things that you can do to, or if you want to achieve unparalleled success. Again, like always, I'm not just talking monetary, but in life as a whole. You don't want to be rich and sick, or sick and poor, but you also don't want to be healthy and rich without the peace of mind. For that reason, I would like to look at our MBS triangle, or mind, body, spirit triangle, again, and then dive into each area to explore foundational steps to accelerate the journey to the top. Now, I want to just roughly go over the 3 pillars. So my whole life philosophy and philosophy in general is based on the MBS triangle: mind, body, and spirit. If all of them are nurtured and taken care of, you will achieve the full self-actualization, which most people never will because they neglect one area or more. So let's look at the pillars again. First of all, we have the body. The body represents the physical, the material realm, or physiology. On the second hand, we have the mental, the mind, the psychological realm, and here it's all about psychology. And third of all, we have the spirit, the spiritual, the transcendental realm, which encapsulates philosophy and, of course, spirituality within it. Now, based on the understanding that those 3 are the foundation of our life, I want to share now what is the number 1 thing to develop in those realms. So let's start with the body, the physical. This one is fairly obvious, of course. And the core of perfecting the material realm is, first of all, the body, which means what you eat, aka clean food, equals clean energy. But not only what, but also why and how you eat. More of that later. What you drink, so sugar and other poisons equals brain no work. And then we also have exercise, so weightlifting, cardio, and generally being active on a daily basis, no matter how little that is. For me personally, some days I can't make the time or take the time to be physically active, like fitness or running or shit like that. So what I do is just do push-ups or jumping jacks or shit like that next to my computer. It really doesn't matter how little or a lot it is, as long as you're active. Now, of course, on a weekly basis, you do want to get in like 5-6 trainings for the best results, right? But I'm not talking about like 2 hours each. It's just like, again, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to be talking about these things in future. We're just going over the general structure. Okay, so for the body is stretching. It is so important that it deserves a whole video to itself, which of course it will get. Each of these things will actually get a video to itself. Then, of course, we have self-care, as in showering, taking care of your hair, face, intimate parts, and everything else. Then the more neglected things like sleep, breathing, and cold showers. And yes, you heard me right, breathing. So that is the first thing to focus on for the physical realm, your body. And then on the other hand, you have the environment. So your surroundings. And the most important thing for the environment is an OCD-like clean room and working space. So clean physical desktop, clean computer desktop, and sorted files. Hold up. Are you actually listing sorted files here? What the actual fuck, right? Well, yes, because as within, so without, right? Meaning that your external reflects your internal. And if your desktop files are messy and you don't know where half of your shit is, then that is exact state of your mind. On this one, you need to trust me. What will happen is that you will start to see that even if you have a clean desktop, it will get messy again. That is because you need to condition the subconscious into a new personality. And the new personality creates a new personal reality, as Joe Dispenza would say. But remember the number one thing right, the OCD-like clean room? Well, this is actually the number one realization of mine. And the truth be told, I had already written down everything about it here. So I just wanted to give you a explanation, but I realized that I would have a video within a video. So the next video that's going to be coming out is just going to be on this OCD-like clean room and why it's so important to have clean external environment and how that all encapsulates the mind, body, and spirit, the philosophy behind it, psychology, blah blah blah. So yeah, in the next video, it's gonna be coming out, and it is one of the greatest powers you can unlock. So subscribe that you don't miss that, because that will be again the most important thing, the most powerful video you can watch if you want to start making insane progress in your life and transform forever. Then the next thing is the phone notifications are all off. Your attention is the most important thing, and knowing what your goals are and focusing on attaining those goals is the crucial thing that's going to get you to where you want to be, right? It's like a ship. If a ship doesn't have a destination, then the water is carrying it around wherever the currents take it. If the ship has a destination, it more or less gets there, right? Unless it crashes along the way. But more on this later again. The most important part here is that you eliminate the distractions, in this case, turning off the phone. And then lastly, for this part, you want the people around you cleaned, aka people around you are clean. Again, you're probably asking, what does that mean, right? Well, it means that you only hang out with people who are on the same path as you are. But you know, my friends, my family, did I come here, or did you come here to negotiate with me, or did you come to learn how to get to where you want to be? Now look, when it comes to your friends, at the beginning, you have a problem, because your current group of friends are useless, because they're not striving to go where you want to go. But at the same time, you do not want to have the network, or you do not have the network, the money, the status to be with similar top-notch people. So yes, you heard it from many others, and you'll hear it from me as well. In the beginning of your journey, it is more or less solitude with occasional dabbling in events and gatherings. And just to give you my personal experience, I gave up every single person in my life to start walking the path of excellence. And for 2 years or so, I was fucking alone with no one besides me. But so what? Are you willing to give it your all or no? You can't be around average fucks. I'm breathing. Okay. Now, what about the family part then, right? Because, what about my family? Well, by no means am I suggesting that you neglect your family. Give them all the care they deserve. But there are two things here. First one is, you know that you're walking the path of excellence, and you're doing that, and you are doing it for them as well. At the end of your whole family, or at the end your whole family will collectively benefit from your distancing at the beginning. And the second thing here, right, is that any of them who tries to tell you what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing, or how you're doing the thing, or it's wrong, I don't fucking know, say thank you to them. But I have a mission and I'm willing to give it my all to achieve it. Do not negotiate, and as the last resort, distance yourself from them. It is temporary, but it is necessary. And that's also a good quote that rhymes. It is temporary, but it is necessary. Okay, so now do you understand what I mean with clean people? Hope you do, because we're already moving on. So, lastly, or the next thing would be the mind. Okay, so after explaining the basics of the physical realm, I want to move on and give you the number one things when it comes to the mind. And the core to the perfect mental realm is understanding of oneself. Okay? What does that include? It is psychology of self and humans in general. Whereas if you do not understand how we operate as animals, and you supposedly, and as supposedly, intellectual beings, you can't trick your brain into doing hard things, and you can't abuse the faulty system, which is the human mind. Second of all, it is self-awareness. You need to look in the mirror daily. Sorry, every now and then my word just no work. Blech. Self-reflection and awareness are the key to growth, and you can't improve it if you don't perceive any room for improvement. Be ruthless when you are self-reflecting. Admit that you aren't where you should be in life, and be honest with yourself. Most of you do not like yourself because you're constantly lying to your own face. But then again, this is to be further explored, because I think that you can get very far in life with lying in some aspects. Again, please do not understand me. By no means am I saying that you should lie and be untruthful. Do not be dishonest. Honesty should be at the core of your virtues. But being delusional, lying to yourself, and again, delusion to a certain degree, lying about reality, it is a superpower which I will go and pass down to you in the future. The third thing would be emotional intelligence. The most successful people in this game of life are those who are in control of their emotions and their moods. Regardless of sad or happy, depressed or motivated or anything else, they are the best version of themselves, trying to aid others and make sure they do not poison others with their negativity. To go a step further and explain you that every negative emotion can be transmuted. Energy is energy, right? It cannot be created nor destroyed. So for that specific reason, any state is good. The only state that you can't be in, or that isn't okay, is feeling nothing at all. But again, like always, I will dedicate a whole video to this specific topic, to every topic that we're discussing for that matter. Now, the next thing is mindset. It is the most important of all. And the most important of all mindset is the growth mindset. It is what allows you to never stop learning, never stop growing. Like I said in the introduction video, the only thing I fear is stagnation. And most people are unsuccessful because they stagnate. They will get stuck in a certain period of their life and they live from it. Unfortunately, some people get stuck in their childhood, some people in their teen years, etc. But regardless of everything, you need to understand that your life is dependent on never-ending growth and always striving for more. More knowledge, more strength, more wisdom, more health. These would be the core things to look into here for the minds. Now, the spirit, the last pillar of the three, the core of the perfection here are two things, actually. The first thing are philosophy. Why philosophy? Because philosophy allows you to reimagine the reality. But words today no work. Yeah, but philosophy allows you to reimagine reality. It is your ability to play with words, and it is your framework for decision making and critical thinking. Philosophy is the construct of your perception of reality and mechanisms of how everything works. But not only that, it is also necessary to understand further, so understand self further that you can with mere psychology. So philosophy is complementary to psychology. That's why I personally treat myself as psycho-philosopher, which is basically the intersection between psychology and philosophy, psychology. It is extremely useful for exploring the purpose and meaning inside of a meaningless universe. And it is the guidance for your social and ethical responsibilities. It gives you power of adaptability, of course. But most importantly, it is the first step to transcending reality, which brings us to the second thing here, which is spirituality. And after you will start to obtain a more philosophical mind, you will also see that in some sense, spirituality is applied philosophy. For me personally, the more I explored philosophy, the more I saw through religions. Religion is the most misunderstood thing in the existence today. Unfortunately, from both sides of the spectrum. Non-religious people think that things, or non-religious people think that spirituality is some voodoo shit that makes absolutely no sense, and it's just a man-made stories, kind of, imagination, blah, 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 I don't know. And religious people, on the other hand, or on the other side of the spectrum, they took symbolism of religions, they took the symbolism of spirituality seriously, and that's how religion was born. Again, I don't want to start off with such strong topics, so let's save it for later. But on our journey, I will dedicate tremendous amounts of time to explanation of religious symbolism, which is a code to the ultimate enlightenment. If you take any religious text and just take symbolism of it for the ultimate truth, then you might as well not read it in the first place unless it is for entertainment purposes only. It takes years upon years of dedicated research and open-mindedness, but most importantly, a diversity to obtaining the understanding, or simply someone to guide you. But, just guidance itself, it's not going to do the job, and just reading itself is going to take too long, so combine both. But spirituality in general is going to make your life fun, easy, and simpler. In face of adversities, you will have a deeper understanding of the nature of the reality, so that will give you the ability to operate on a different level than the normies, So try to understand that regardless of what you do, business, sports, family, or anything else, spirituality is what takes you to the very top of the top. Okay, so I think that at this point, I just want to make a quick conclusion and recap. So we covered a lot of ground today, I believe. So let's quickly recap what we've discussed. So we delved into the mind, body, and spirit triangle and the foundational pillars they are foundational pillars for unparalleled success in life in general, of course. Now, for the body, we talked about the importance of taking care of your physical self, eating clean foods, staying hydrated, exercising, stretching. Your body is the vessel that carries you through life. We also touched on often neglected aspects like sleep and breathing and your environment. But remember, a clean external space reflects a clean internal space. The mind, which is also the next thing. When it comes to the mind, understanding of oneself is paramount. We discussed that the psychology of self and the humans is the importance of self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and the necessity of growth mindset. Your mind is the control center of your life, and mastering it is the key to mastering your life. And then the spirit, finally, we explore the spiritual realm, emphasizing the role of philosophy and spirituality. And philosophy provides the framework for understanding the reality and making decisions, while spirituality offers, a deeper understanding of life's complexities, helping you operate at a higher level. Okay, so now remember that the journey to the top is not just about financial success. It's a big part and it comes to you naturally by laws of universe, but it is about achieving a balanced, fulfilling life. And that balance comes from nurturing all three aspects of the mind, body, and spirit triangle. And every time I say that I'm going to take you to the top 0.000125% of the human population, I'm talking holistically, not just financially, but holistically. Remember, again, that in future, we'll dive deeper into each of these topics. So make sure to subscribe and, don't miss out on those things because this is just scratching the surface. So, my fellow leaders, my creators, my brothers, thank you for watching. And until next time, keep striving for excellence in all areas of your life and see you at the top.